I'm Katona Rose, and this is my first ever YouTube video. Um, I think it's important to talk about why I'm here. It's a big space, there's a lot of creators. One more probably isn't even necessary, but I'm here for a reason. So when I was a kid, I grew up with Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt. That was our first system. After that, it was Sega. I got really into Sonic and Tails and Sega TV, which most of you probably don't even know what that is. It was sort of like a precursor to the streaming services we have now. So every month there would kind of be like new games that would come in and games that would leave. And it was a super cool thing at the time because you didn't have to go out and actually rent games or buy games. You could just access them on your TV the way you would just, watch your favorite shows or whatever. Very, very cool for a young kid. I also got into PC gaming for the first time around that same period. My girlfriend, her family got a really nice computer. We started playing Sierra games. Conquest of the Longbow is still probably one of my most favorite games. It's something that I go back to probably every 5 years or so just to play again. And I usually play through a couple different times. It's just, I like Robin Hood. I like the whole lore behind it. And there's something about sort of puzzles and quests and things that really vibe with my style of gaming and what I like. And the other thing I really remember about Sierra games was the Laura Bow mystery series. There were actually 2 of them. And that was the first female-led game that I ever interacted with. And it was a big deal for me. To have sort of this very strong, very kind of ahead of her time female going and trying to solve these mysteries, very in line with like Murder, She Wrote younger. It was just fun. It was fun to be a girl and be represented that way. Of course, at the time, I did not look at it like that. Just looking back on it, I see it that way. There was also, I think we got it in like a CD-ROM when we upgraded our computer, bought a new one at the time, my family. It was a time travel game involving World War II and the Titanic. Really fun. I think about it a lot. I actually just found it on GOG, so I'm hoping to play it at some point. But just really different again. Little live action, little bit of computer generated graphics, and just hit right before the movie, so there was a lot of crossover there, I'm sure. That was really the last game I ever remember playing. GoldenEye came out, and sort of the world of gaming changed. What people were into changed. I'm not a first-person shooter. It's not what I like, it's not what I'm interested in, and it's certainly not something that I wanted more of, more access to. I was also getting out of school, starting jobs. There was other things to do. And then I met my husband, who was kind of in the board gaming community, and he pulled me into that a little bit, which, did satisfy some of that need to play games. Then he bought Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. I'm a big genetics DNA nerd. I did take some molecular biology in school. It's not my focus. It wasn't my focus. It was more just I was interested in it, so I wanted to learn more. So this idea of having genetic history with parkour and puzzles and little mysteries to solve was super, super appealing to me. But watching him play Assassin's Creed, I was like, meh, it's fine. Then he played Assassin's Creed 2, and I got real tired of just staring over his shoulder. So for the first time in I don't even know how long, I picked up a controller and I played through, and it was the first game I started and finished since I was a teenager, and it was so fun and so awesome. And I joke that my entire gaming career since then has been me trying to find that first high that I got from Assassin's Creed 2. After Assassin's Creed 2, got into Prince of Persia, Uncharted, those kind of, again, puzzly, actiony, story games. And I really had a lot of fun with it. And then I had my babies, and anyone who has been exposed to young kids or has their young kids themselves, it's just there's a time period in your life where everything else just kind of gets pushed to the side because you're literally trying to keep a personal life, and that has to take focus. So yeah, I backed off and I didn't play games for a while, and then end of 2019, beginning of 2020, like everybody else, was stuck inside quite a bit. But I thought, I have all these Assassin's Creed games downstairs that I haven't finished. I should go grab them and pull them up. Um, we had been lucky enough to get an Xbox Series X, so it's backwards compatible with all of those games. So I got to finish Assassin's Creed 3, I got to finish Black Flag, I got to play Valhalla, which I ended up getting on a super crazy deal. Fun, but not everything. Started watching streamers, started watching games that streamers were playing, and started to play myself. Wanted to play Stardew Valley to perfection. It was a weird goal that I had, but I did it. My daughter got Animal Crossing, so I kind of helped her build up the island to a 5-star island. Yeah, and just started kind of playing around a little bit more and trying different things. I played a lot more games on my PC than I really ever had before. Usually I was kind of dependent on whatever console we had. And I evolved a little bit as a gamer through that because I got to access a lot more independent titles. Anyways, super long-winded way to say that I'm back into it and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Very recently, Cyberpunk went on sale for like $30 again. I grabbed it, I played through it, I loved it. And then, of course, I go look up some stuff online and find out that the DLC is coming out, in a couple months. Perfect timing. So I'm hoping at some point to play through Cyberpunk again once the DLC is out so that we can see kind of the new build and the new trees that everyone's talking about. And then, of course, play the DLC along with that. Until then, I'm going to go back and play some of the games that I played as a kid and that I loved as a kid and see, with my fresh adult eyes, how it looks and how it feels. So why am I here? Why am I doing this? One of the streamers that I started watching, I don't even think I have to name names here. Most people are going to know who I'm talking about, but he runs a charity every year and encourages streamers to stream and get involved and raise money towards sort of this big community thing. Thinkmas. Every year my family has donated, but I wanted to do something more, and I wanted to do something that I maybe wouldn't have had the resources to do on my own. So I thought, let's get a couple months, see if anyone has any interest in what I'm doing. And maybe by the time we get to, November, December, we have the opportunity to do some live streams and get some money for Thankmas. Having some fun along the way, hopefully, and just, cheering people up. Honestly, during the dark times, watching streamers was one of the only ways I really felt comfortable. News was way too much for me. There was too much going on. Watching movies and TV shows and books made me feel like I was just trying to put my head in the sand. There was something about streaming that made me feel like I was staying relevant without sort of slamming all these really hard facts in my face all the time. And I think it did a lot for my mental health. And so I'm hoping that I can do that for somebody else. I like people, I like their stories. I like to know where you're from and what you learned. And I really don't care, what your background is or how you identify or who you love. I think we all have stories that need to be shared and that we can all learn from those stories. So if this sounds like something you're into, consider liking and subscribing. I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear about what you are hoping to accomplish this year and what you're looking forward to this year. If you have any games that you remember from growing up that you're like, oh, I wish I could find that game again. Maybe we can figure it out together. At the end of the day, hopefully it's a fun way to spend some time in a chill, laid back, no anger zone, and yeah, just see what comes out of it. I'm excited. I have no idea what's ahead, but that's okay. Um, really appreciate you hanging out, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks.